Following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
With the first homestand of 2016 coming to a close, the middle of the Tigers lineup is ready to go. Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and J.D. Martinez set to do battle today on a cool but nice day here at Comerica Park. Welcome inside, ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Pirates and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. We are glad to have you with us here for the final game of this short two-game series here at Comerica Park. A little bit of bad news for the Tigers today. Gibby, James McCann going on the disabled list.
Well, it could have been a lot worse. I think the Tigers actually dodged a bullet. They're reporting 2 to 4 weeks. McCann says 2 weeks. I say probably more like 4. Looking at the replay, and talking to James, he just said he took his eye off the bag because he was looking at Jaso. And a little stumble right there. As I said, it could be way worse, but fortunately they do have the catcher depth in Jared Saltamacchia. Bobby Wilson's been called up from Toledo. We will miss the McCannon.
Yeah,
hopefully he'll get back soon.
All right, now one guy we will not miss is Nick Castellanos, back in the lineup today. Homered in the ball game yesterday, and Gibby, he's gone off to a fabulous start.
Well, he really has. Only in his third year. He's a young, emerging player. Had a slow start in 15, had a great second half, and he's kept up with that in 16 here. 4 for 4 in the opener. Just look at these swings. He just stays on the ball. Last year he was pulling off the ball. That ball's away, goes with the pitch. Breaking ball. This one impressed me the most right there. Then yesterday he's got that good approach. They tried to sneak a piece of cheese by him. He's got that inside-out swing, much the same as Miguel Cabrera, J.D. Martinez. And that's going to be very good for him this year in the Tigers. His performance has been very encouraging so far.
And hopefully Nick able to keep it going here today. Final game of the series coming up. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Check in with Matt Shepard. Coming up this afternoon, Anibal Sanchez makes his second start of 2016. Tigers Buccos coming up next. Mark, as we get you ready for baseball here this afternoon, the Pirates in town to wrap up this short 2-game series before these two teams go to Pittsburgh. The field conditions are presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. 43 degrees at game time today. A little bit chilly, but the good news is we have sunshine here at the ballpark. No precipitation, which means we will have baseball here today featuring the Tigers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's the Pirates starting lineup this afternoon, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Matt Joyce, the former Tiger. He will lead off. He is the DH today. Then McCutchen and Freese. Freese playing third base. Marte, Cervelli, Polanco in the middle of the lineup. Polanco, big day yesterday. Harrison Morse and Jordy Mercer rounding it out for the Pirates. Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical presenting Anibal Sanchez today.
Yeah, you see 5 innings and 4 hits in his last outing. Had the little hiccup, was hurt in spring training, but it's come back nicely for the beginning of the season. The big key for Anibal is that first pitch. If he gets the first strike, 0-1, opponent's hitting 213 off him. After, if it's 1-0, they're hitting 320. So he wants to get that quick strike. He's got 6 pitches, and that's good for a second, third time around. Feature something new if you get in a jam.
Matt Joyce starts it off and looks at a ball low. 1 ball and 1 strike on Joyce, the DH. So we'll see if Sanchez can build on a really good start his first time out against the Miami Marlins, his former team. Joyce takes low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Tigers today, Gibby, have to find a way to slow down those Bucco bats. They were hot yesterday.
Yeah, they put it on us yesterday, but today's a new day.
Slow roller hit toward third. Castellanos cuts it off. Joyce is out by half a step, 1 gone.
I think he got him. But Mr. Joyce, Matt Joyce, wants to have a look. Kind of a slow roller off the end of the bat. Pretty close there.
Yeah, Clint Hurdle thought about it, but said let's continue. So no challenge there. 1 gone. Joyce retired. Here is Andrew McCutchen. And they pretty much held him in check yesterday as he fouls it back. It's getting closer to you, Gibby.
Yeah, it's close. Closer than the one yesterday.
And closer and closer.
It's going to be you, though. You're going to catch the first one or run from the first one. I won't run. I may not catch it.
I'm not afraid to announce that I will run and duck. Here's the 0-1. McCutchen looks at a ball outside. 1-1. 1 for 5 yesterday for the talented center fielder for the Pirates. Sanchez with the 1-1 pitch. Ripped to third. Castellanos unable to stay with it. And he'll go into short left field. I wonder if that knuckled at him a little bit.
Yeah, that ate him up. Probably was a knuckleball. Good shot right here. You see it moved right at the end. Did that go off his leg? Glove and body.
That'll be the first base runner of the game for the Pirates. 1-on-1 out now for the newly acquired David Freese. They have ruled that play in error on Castellanos.
Well, the sun just came out. We haven't seen it in a while, and you can see there's a glare. Nick did not see that ball very well. That ball was crushed, and it had some action on it for sure. Probably didn't pick it up, and there you have the air. That's a tough air.
That's what they call it, the hot corner. And that has to be somewhat of a scary feeling if you cannot pick up a ball scalded like that.
Well, the Tigers so far this year, I believe they're on top in defense, the least amount of errors. I think only had 1 coming in.
David Freese batting .269, stepping into the plate. Freese playing third base today. Former St. Louis Cardinal looks at a ball low.
Had the big season back in 2011 for the Cards. In the postseason especially, was the MVP in the League Championship Series and the World Series.
That error by Castellanos was indeed just the second error by the Tigers this year. 2-1 on Freese. That really, that 2011 season was storybook for him. David Freese hails from Missouri. He grew up there and had the big NLCS, the big World Series. But he's moved on now.
Hey, you want to keep an eye on McCutchen. He'll swipe the bag on you if you don't pay attention.
McCutchen has not stolen one to this point this year. And there he goes. Here comes Saltalamacchia. His throw is on the money and out at second base is McCutchen. Well, no McCann, but no big deal. Saltalamacchia with a terrific arm as well.
Well, Salty holding to the standard right here. Anibal does a good job of not letting McCutchen get a great jump, but the throw is right there. Good tag by Ian Kinsler. That ball bounced. Good pick and good tag and good night. Not right at the bottom of the glove right there.
3-1 pitch is rolled towards short. Iglesias has it, and that'll take care of the Pirates. Here in the first inning, no runs in air, nobody left. Here come the Tigers. At the bottom of the first inning, Ian Kinsler getting set to start things off for the Detroiters. Southeast Michigan Ford dealers bringing you their starting lineup. It'll be Kinsler, Upton, and Cabrera in the top three spots for the Tigers. Martinez, Castellanos, Saltalamacchia catching for McCann. Gose in center, and Iglesias is hit safely in all five this year. He's gotten off to a really good start. And they are facing the 29-year-old right-hander Juan Nicasio.
There you see it is defeated the Cardinals. A good six-inning effort. He's happy to be out of Colorado, where he pitched many years, and that's a very tough place to pitch with the Dodgers last year. Working out of the pen. And the newest reclamation project for Ray Searage, the pitching coach from Pittsburgh. They're hoping that they can make him into the pitcher they believed he could be before he got to Colorado. Pretty much a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider. Gave up pretty much the change.
Well, we'll see if the Tigers can get the bats going today. They managed only 6 hits in yesterday's ball game. Ian Kinsler swings on the first and pops it up. Morse at first base for the out.
Let's take a look at the Pirates starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Starling Marte in left, Andrew McCutchen center, Gregory Polanco in right. On the infield, David Freese and Michael Morse on the corners, Jody Mercer and Josh Harrison in the middle. Juan Nicasio will be throwing to Francisco Cervelli, the catcher.
Here is Justin Upton with 1 out. Justin was 1 for 3 yesterday. Nicasio missing outside, 1-0.
Nicasio's a guy pretty much used to throw all the way, and I know since being in Pittsburgh that's one of their mandates. They like to throw to both sides of the plate, keep the ball down. Expect to see more of that.
Upton has really handled Nicasio with little trouble. 5 for 11 against Nicasio.
455 clip. He's got the most at bats versus Nicasio on the Tigers team.
Skies this one to deep center field, backing up McCutchen. He looks up, and that ball is long gone, way out to center field for Justin Upton. Into the camera well. His first of the year, and it went a long way.
Was a bomb, wasn't it?
Holy cats, when you hit it into the camera well, you have muscled up.
It's just amazing how when you have good numbers against somebody, you just continue to roll on them. And this is kind of a little slider, it looks like, spinning over the heart of the plate. J-Up doesn't try and pull the ball. And that's a long home run to center field.
Justin, it's his first as a Tiger, his first RBI as well, and the Tigers out to a 1-0 lead.
Be nice to see him get hot up there at the top of the lineup.
Here's the 0-1. Miguel Cabrera, 263 average. Crowd still buzzing at the distance on that home run off the bat of Justin Upton.
Did they give us a distance?
We have not received one. I'm going to go out on the limb and say a long, long way.
It's got to be about 450, 440, 450.
I would say it's probably in the 450 range. What a poke.
You might imagine with somebody signs a long-term contract, they do feel pressure to perform, and when you don't, J-Up is no different. So that'll help to get him rolling with the Tigers need.
New league, new team, new contract, and hopefully that will help him settle in, as you say.
Saw him today before the game in the clubhouse. He's got a great attitude, happy. That's good. You can kind of tell people clam up, quiet down a little bit when they start to press. But J-Up's been very good, heading in the right direction.
And Cabrera takes his walk.
Well, we're going to watch Andrew McCutchen on the home run. He's playing very shallow. He knew it sooner than we did.
Yes, he did.
He had a good read on that.
Yes. Well, what did you guess about 450?
Yeah, 440,
451.
Sorry, it's off, but you can't go over.
Well, it's not the Price is Right.
Yeah, perfect.
This is not the final showcase here.
450. Boy, it's amazing that I picked that.
So here's Victor Martinez. Tigers lead 1-0. A man on, a man out. Victor batting .231. And Nicasio starts him off with a fastball strike. Here's the shift that they play against Victor Martinez when he bats left-handed. Vmart was 1 for 4 yesterday. Here's the 0-1.
Not sure that I understand this cat and mouse game between Nicasio and Miggy over there at first base. Miggy's she has a very short lead. Nicasio's holding him like he might be stealing.
Not likely to run, is he?
No.
Nicasio won a spot in the Pirates rotation basically because of a really good spring training. 15 innings of work, 24 strikeouts, only 4 runs allowed. The 1-1. Fouled straight back. 1-2 on Victor Martinez. Nicasio last year pitching out of the bullpen with the Dodgers for the first time in his career. Was mostly a starter with the Colorado Rockies.
You know, all of last year he gave up 1 home run.
That's it.
He equaled that in this inning.
Well, by the distance on that one, we should count it as 2 home runs. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Martinez.
Well, he went to the Dodgers, and Dodger Stadium is a much more pitcher-friendly park than Coors Field in Colorado. I mean, that's a launching pad.
I always thought that if you were an amateur pitcher and you were drafted by the Rockies, that was probably not good news.
It's kind of like playing in the Pacific Coast League if you're in the minor leagues in AAA.
Yeah.
It's just all the facilities are at altitude, and if you're a pitcher, there's not much you can do. The ball doesn't break. The air is so thin. You don't have the movement. Advantage hitters. Those places that have had the humidors put in have made it fair, though.
2-2, bouncing in again, making him move his feet. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Victor Martinez.
You send him?
Yeah, I got confidence Victor will put the ball in play.
Well, you know, there's a couple ways to look at it. Victor hits into double play, so it's a good guy to send. He's probably going to make contact. Yet, do you really want to send Victor or Miggy and risk an injury? I don't know if I really want them to have a burst. Prefer controlled, relaxed running for both those guys.
Which is really what happened to Miggy last year when he hurt the calf muscle.
He was going 3-2, wasn't he?
He was. See if he
not
goes
going.
here.
He's not going.
No, he's like a step off the bag. Runner holds, and it's high, ball 4, and the Tigers now have 2 men on, back-to-back walks. A rather bumpy start for Juan Nicasio. Bring catcher Cervelli out to the mound and have a chat with Nicasio. While they talk about it, we'll talk about this. Saturday, April 23rd at 1:10, the Tigers host the Cleveland Indians, and the first 10,000 fans receive a free April in the D retro style bobblehead. For tickets, visit tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
Nicasio also in his first start had no walks. Now he has 2 already, so he surpassed that. Tigers remain patient. They're going to be rewarded for his charity.
JD Martinez homered in yesterday's game. That'll drop in for a strike. 0-1. Threw a wrinkle in one there to JD Martinez. 2 out of 4 with the homer yesterday. He's hit safely in 5 straight.
350 clip so far.
JD trying to cash in on a couple of bases on balls. Cabrera and Victor Martinez. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
This game for the Tigers opening up much like it did for the Pirates yesterday. It jumped right on the Tigers in the first inning, scored in the first 5 innings. Tigers already have 1 on the board, looking to add.
Drilled to left field. That ball is going to get down. Base hit. Here comes Cabrera rounding third. They send him home, and he will score. RBI signal, JD Martinez, and it's 2-0 Tigers.
JD stays hot. Right down the heart of the plate, middle third. He's all over that. Out to Starling Marte. Miguel Cabrera off and running. Big fella. Makes it easily.
So already the walks hurting Nicasio. The base on balls to Cabrera. He comes around to score on the RBI hit.
You know, nobody probably enjoys watching that ISO of somebody run than me. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm just so into that part of the game and how it can add to your team's success. Though you're not fast, a good route. And Mickey, I've watched him run bases quite a bit. He knows how hard he has to run. He runs as hard as he has to run, and he conserves when he can conserve. Nicasio last year almost 5 walks per 9. 5th highest in Major League.
JD, by the way, has hit safely in every game so far this year. Here's Castellanos. Nick looks at ball 1. Did a nice piece on the open on Castellanos and how he kind of has seemingly taken that next step early, at least in the season here. He's had some really good at bats. Homered in the ball game yesterday to the opposite field. Here's the 1-0. That's in for a strike. 1-1. And there were even a couple of at bats in Miami as well, Gibby, that Castellanos, who did not have a great series offensively, still he had a couple of at bats in which he was down in the count, ended up knocking one in with a sac fly and doubling in another at bat behind in the count.
He's got kind of a high leg kick, but he's learned how to get his foot down. Let's take a look at Nick Castellanos. A little bit of a change, and this is in his 4-for-4 game, staying on the ball. And we talk about bat length. That means keeping it in the hitting zone longer. You can see he has a better finish out towards the middle of the diamond. This is the beauty right here down and away. Then you're ready for that heater. They try and sneak it by you. He's got that inside out swing to right field. We've seen that on this team, haven't we?
A lot.
Biggie, JD.
JD, right. And it's kind of trickled down through most of the lineup. 1-2 on Castellanos. I wonder how much of that, in your opinion, Kirk, starts with Cabrera and other guys just kind of feed off of that kind of approach.
I think definitely there's an effect because of it. I mean, when Miguel gets in the batting cage, you're going to watch him. Anybody in the stadium is going to do that. It's no different for his teammates. And they're going to talk. You're not going to be exactly like him, but there are elements of his philosophy that if you implement are going to make you a better hitter, and I think that's where it helps.
Here's the 1-2. Tried to hold up. He went around. Strike 3. Foul tip into the glove for the second out. First strikeout for Nicasio.
Now, if you're Nick Castellanos right here, you look at all those pitches: high fastball in, high fastball in. Pretty much know what they're going to do to you. You got to try and lay off it if it's a strike, or make an adjustment.
So here is Saltalamacchia getting the start today for James McCann, and he will get the bulk of the playing time, with McCann put on the disabled list before the game today. They've got a shift on against Saltalamacchia. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Saltalamacchia made his presence felt early as a Tiger in that game against the Marlins. A 2-run homer early against Jose Fernandez in the second inning of that second game in Miami, and the Tigers were off and running against one of the best pitchers in the game. Fouled away. 1-2.
Yeah, Fernandez, no slouch. The kid's got electric stuff. That's no easy feat to get a hit off him, let alone hit a home run.
It was the first time that I had seen him pitch in person, and it was awfully impressive. Even though the Tigers beat up on him a little bit, he had 13 strikeouts.
It's firm, isn't it?
It is, but the Tigers found a way to win.
And you get the snap dragging out.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah. Coming off of Tommy John surgery in his young career.
1-2 on Saltalamacchia. The Tigers have 2 runs in here in the first inning. He laid off that high fastball there. 2-2. Nicasio does have a pretty firm fastball. I mean, it's been 94, 95 here in the first inning. Here's Anthony Ghost waiting on deck.
Again, trying to get Salty to chase upstairs. See the target up again. Ooh.
Low and away. 3-2.
Cervelli wanted that. Off the plate, though.
So the Tigers now will start the runners here with 2 outs. That'll give Victor Martinez a bit of a break off the bag at second base. And JD at first. The 3-2. He got him, strike 3. Saltalamacchia thought he had a walk. Not so. A couple of strikeouts for Nicasio, but how about this home run from Justin Upton to the camera well in center. 2-0 Tigers. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. And by Ram Trucks. Right now, get a great deal during Ram Truck Month. It is a brisk afternoon here at the ballpark. Justin Upton hit a 451-foot home run in the bottom of the first. Tigers up 2-0 as Aníbal Sanchez goes back to work. Starling Marte leads it off for the Pirates. It'll be Marte, Cervelli, and Polanco against the right-hander Sanchez. Flared in the air toward right field on a dead sprint. Can anyone get there? Nobody. He had Martinez, he had Kinsler.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Beaumont Health. Jay Up, no errors in his last 125 games. In left field, Anthony Ghost in center, JD Martinez in right, Miggy at first and Nick at third, Iglesias at short, Ian Kinsler at second base, and Jared Saltalamacchia catching Aníbal Sanchez.
Another foul back out of play. It's one thing the Pirates did a really good job of yesterday is fouling off a lot of tough pitches to run up Verlander's pitch count early. And the Pirates had 6 hitters record multiple hits in that game yesterday against JV and the rest of the Tiger staff. 17 total hits, but it's the Tigers that have come out swinging it early in this one. Here's the 0-2 to Marte. 2 out of 5 yesterday for Starling Marte. Pirates come in at 5-2. The Tigers 3-2. Ball high. Level the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. And now from 0-2, we've gone full at 3-2 on Marte.
Nice low strike right here. Let him put it in play.
Fly ball in the air to center field, hitting pretty good. Anthony Ghost going back to the warning track to make the catch. 1 out.
So this will bring up Francisco Cervelli. These catchers are sneaky cats. I was up here talking about high fastballs, and watch what he does with his glove here. He's going to have a little deke right there. So you want that batter to feel it like he's thinking up and in, because that's where you've been throwing it. Then they sneak down quietly, down and away, but doesn't get the call.
Sneaky indeed.
Characters.
I've always wondered about catchers who call for the high fastball and the glove goes up, how much a hitter can actually feel that without even looking that glove is up and anticipate the high fastball.
Well, at this field, not so much, because if there's the shadows are behind you and your shadows being projected across the plate, the catchers, you can really feel it. But here in Comerica, see how the shadows are going back. So when he moves, you can't really see it as a hitter peripherally.
Yeah.
And some fields, the shadows are up in here. So when you move, you can see that out of the corner of your eye as a hitter. But here in Comerica, it's not that way.
Pounded back out of play. 0-2 on Cervelli.
And that's why some catchers, if they move early, it's very beneficial to pay attention to that. Many catchers will set up a certain way. Cervelli looks like he's one of them, and then move late. Then you've got to scrap that.
Cervelli had a big day yesterday. It was 3 for 4 for the Pirates. Drives this one in the air to right field. JD Martinez going back. He'll go to the warning track to make the catch. 2 outs. Time for the Bernstein advantage. It brings you the pitcher-batter matchup. And the Pirates' active roster combined against Sanchez. This is coming into today just 223. So Sanchez has had the Bernstein advantage.
Let's keep it that way.
No doubt. The only base runner so far for the Pirates reaching on an error in the first. Here's Polanco. Polanco part of a very young and talented outfield along with Marte and McCutchen. And the Pirates wanted to keep it that way, so they signed him to a 5-year deal last week, and they've got club options that could keep him here or in Pittsburgh until 2023. Did not go there.
One of 2 players on the Pirate squad from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I believe Starling Marte is from there as well. So a pretty good academy down there for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Polanco and Marte worked out in the offseason together. There's a ball low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You ever been down there?
I've never been down there. It's one place I really want to go.
I tell you, it's pretty impressive. They have baseball academies all over. I think almost every organization does, and a lot of baseball is played down there in the Dominican.
Well, I was just talking about going to the beach.
Figures you'd say that to me. I know better than that. Trust me, you're not going to the beach.
Why not?
What kind of suit you have? Let's get a visual here.
Don't go with the Speedo route. Just don't go there.
I got a good one, but I don't think this is the appropriate place.
It never is. 3-2 on Polanco.
Your green and white Speedo with a big S on the front, right? For Michigan State.
Yeah, that's the one.
Detroit Tiger D on the back. You can have a split suit. One green and then tiger blue and orange in the back. Like it. You
are painting a very troublesome picture.
As everybody runs off the beach. Who is that guy?
Here's the 3-2 to Polanco, and he lost him just outside. 2-out walk for Sanchez. He'll keep it going now for Josh Harrison. Harrison 2 out of 3 yesterday, scored a couple of runs. It's a Pirates team that had 17 hits yesterday.
Yeah, Josh Harrison, he plays hard. Plays just about any position. Never gives up. Comfortable everywhere he goes. Can do it all.
Harrison in his big league career has played second, third, short, left, and right, which offers Clint Hurdle a large amount of versatility. We'll keep an eye on Polanco at first base.
Yeah, he's aggressive. He likes to go. He went yesterday with two outs. Got cut down. Annabelle will have to vary his holds.
Showing bunt.
Good and quick there at the plate by Sanchez. And pitchers work on this quickness to the plate all the time, and sometimes it's kind of hard to throw a strike if you try and rush too much. So there's a fine line between being fast and then too fast. You have to be able to execute your pitches.
First and foremost, yeah, I would think that would be the first thing you want to accomplish. Polanco, though, with his speed, will cause you to split your concentration. 1-0 is swung on and missed.
Now you got a decision as an outfield. Most outfields play a little deeper because you got a gap here, you get a double here, and a double here. Those all score a run, so you're trying to avoid that. So you adjust your depth in general. The guy at first and 2 outs back just a bit. And Sanchez is trying to make sure that Polanco has to score from first base and not steal the bag and be able to advance from second. Much easier to score.
One and two now on Harrison.
It's a good quick time to home plate. Gives Salty a good chance to cut down Polanco should he go.
Sanchez in his last 7 home starts is 5-0. He'll drop one low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wish I had a little button up here. We could have something down in the corner, say over here, like a little stopwatch.
Yeah.
And I could just click it. See, 5-0 record, last 7 home games here in Comerica. A little bit of run support there. Over 8 runs. Wow.
Tough to lose with that many runs. And the Tigers have given him a 2-0 lead early in this game. Here's the 2-2 runner goes, and it's fouled away. Polanco has those long legs. He's got some big strides. He covers a lot of ground quickly.
He does. Doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but he's gobbling up a lot of ground with each stride.
Sanchez had to deal with a tricep injury in spring training. There's a base hit to left field. That'll put 2 aboard now for the Pirates. It's their first hit of the game. 2-out rally now going for Pittsburgh. Here's Mike Morse. Morse was used as a pinch hitter in yesterday's game. Numbers last year with Miami and Pittsburgh, hit 5 home runs. Morse last year was a really good pinch hitter, 364, which of course is extremely important over in the National League. There's a strike call. Your bench is called upon much more over in the National League. Here's the 0-1. Instead, he'll bluff to second where Polanco was off the bag. The 0-1.
Well, if you're ever down at the ballpark, you see the catcher stand out in front of the plate with man at first and second. See what he's doing there? Watch, he's getting the signs from the bench. Now he's going to tell the infield, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to throw it to third. I'm going to throw it to second. I'm going to arm fake and hold the ball. Kind of lets everybody know. Now, if you're not going to third, you're Nick Castellanos, so you got to pull hitter up. That may be the play, so he can hold his position. It's the kind of decisions you got to make as a manager. That make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
I don't have Morse's spray chart to know that, but on a pull hitter, definitely you would hold it.
Gets through Saltalamacchia, but not far enough. We'll see that a lot as well with runners at first and third.
Good block right here, keeping the runners from advancing. And Polanco was thinking about going, but Salta kept that ball in front of him. We had a quick, easy throw to third and would have got Polanco.
Pounded back out of play, 1-2.
Well, Mike Morse likes to hit the ball out this way in the air. You can see the Tigers are over defending that.
Saltalamacchia smothers that one as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez had retired the first 2 batters quickly on fly balls, but now he's running into some trouble. Jordy Mercer waiting on deck, and here is the total now. It's at 20 for Sanchez. Two is back up the middle. Gobbled up there by Iglesias. He'll get the force at second to retire the side. No runs, a walk, a single, and 2 left. Bottom of the second, 2-0 in favor of the Tigers so far today. Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Juan Nicasio goes back to the mound for the Pirates, and he will face Anthony Gose of the Tigers. Gose, Iglesias, and then back up top to Ian Kinsler. It was not a good first inning for Nicasio, who threw 30 pitches, 15 balls, 15 strikes. Gose 0 for 6 on the homestand, did not play yesterday. Anthony fouls it back out of play, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bouncing in, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pirates had a couple of places to fill in their rotation. They lost A.J. Burnett to retirement, Jay Happ to free agency, and we mentioned Nicasio had a really good spring, and he finds himself in the Pirates rotation. He brings home the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ghosts.
Down and away. Totally missed right there, Nicasio. Low in the zone. Saw Cervelli trying to frame it. Sneaky. See him shaking his head back there, Cervelli, telling Nicasio to shake as well.
There's a bunch of cat and mouse games that goes on down there, isn't there?
Just trying to, just trying to get the hitter to wonder. Sometimes you're standing in the box, you see a guy shaking, wondering, was he going to throw the fastball? Is he throwing a curveball here? Coming in.
And Ghost able to fight it off. Anthony batting .214 on the young season. Homer on that opening day, and that was against the Marlins in Miami. Iglesias waiting on deck. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good AB here by Anthony. Fouling several balls off, staying alive, getting the count in his favor. He gets on, we'll have another little cat and mouse game going on. You know he wants to run.
The 3-2. Ripped right over the head of the second baseman Harrison. That'll be a base hit. Goes the leadoff single. That'll bring up Iglesias. Third Tigers hit of the afternoon. Iglesias off to a red hot start. .421 this year. He sits safely in all 5 games he's played in.
Quick bat. We'll keep an eye on Anthony Ghost. Nicasio likes to throw over quickly right out of the hunched over position. I was scouting him earlier in the clubhouse on one of the systems, looking at some tape. There is a read on Nicasio, I think, that would let you know whether he's going to the plate or coming to first, but he is fairly quick to the plate.
Ghost last year, 23 stolen bases.
Going home. If you're a base stealer, you want to try and pick up little things, knowing when he's going to make that quick move. That's what he likes to throw quickly, right from that position. The sign's taking position. Now, if you're Ghost, I would do a little bit of homework here. I wouldn't get in a rush. Make sure you feel confident, so if you do take off, you get yourself a good jump.
Iglesias looks at a strike, 0-1. It's been a good homestand for Jose, 5 for 11. Long look down at third base coach Dave Clark.
Yeah, I like this combo here. Ghost on first, Iglesias at the plate for a hit and run. Yet Nicasio maybe not the ideal guy because he doesn't throw a lot of strikes.
He showed bunt, and he'll take a strike. Now the count is 0-2.
Nicasio very quick to the plate.
Tigers started the season 3-0. They dropped their last 2. Pirates 5 wins, 2 defeats. The 0-2. Sliced toward right field, but foul. 0-2, the count stays on Iglesias. Big game for the Tigers early here, because when you consider they're going to Pittsburgh in the next 2 nights, they'll face Liriano, who's been really good, and Garrett Cole, who is their ace. Tigers counter with Zimmerman one of the games, and Shane Green.
Shane Green tomorrow, Zimmerman the next day.
And another foul back to the screen. Iglesias with that inside out swing, spoiling a couple. Top of the order, Kinsler waiting on deck. Tigers jumped early onto a 2-0 lead. Long home run by Upton. RBI single by JD Martinez.
Nicasio very, very quick to the plate, so unless they've got some type of Iglesias covering, they wouldn't hit run 0-2. I don't think he should go here.
Cervelli knocks it down. Ghost, good jump, great instincts, and he's in there at second base.
Now they did this drill in spring training several times. Anthony Ghost just did it to perfection. Great timing. Watch, the foot comes down and immediately is gone. As soon as it hits the ground, you see the catcher goes down to his knees and you're off. Good aggressive secondary lead. Tigers worked on that, perfectly executed. Now we've got Ghost on second, nobody out. See if Iglesias can't advance him to third.
There's a big emphasis in spring training this year on improving the base running for the Tigers. That sliced to right field on a line, but it's caught. Polanco able to make the play, and Iglesias is out.
Good job of reading this too, and initially it looked like a base hit. Nobody out, you got to make sure you get to third if it drops in. It's a good at bat by Iglesias right there. Good advance by Ghost. Now it's up to Ian Kinsler.
Ian popped up in his first at bat. And coming into this one today, only Adam Eaton of the White Sox had a better batting average among leadoff men early in the season in the American League. Kinsler takes a strike right at the belt. Ian yesterday had his 4-game hitting streak stranded. Now Nicasio will step off.
He likes to take a lot of time. He really pays attention to those runners.
The 0-1. Up and in.
I always felt if I was on second base that it was okay to jump around down there until the hitter got 2 strikes on him. Then you want to just stay calm. You want the pitcher and the hitter to just kind of have a quick encounter. Whereas if you're jumping around down there, pitcher steps off. You don't want to. You want to get in the box and hit as a hitter. So it changes as the at bat goes on.
Nobody covering. How much of a distraction can it be for the hitter if the runner at second base is jumping around?
Well, if the pitcher's holding you, you go in there and you try and blink so you get a good look. The longer he holds you, you got to decide, am I going to blink or not? So you get caught on a bad blink. It's very distracting.
Here's the 1-1. 2-1 on Kinsler.
That makes sense?
It does.
Especially on windy days, you have to blink more. You don't want to get caught because you see him come up into set position. You want to time your blinks, get your eyes tuned in. But if a guy's jumping around down there, it disrupts that rhythm.
I would never ever have thought that you have to time your blinks. I mean, that's something that is one of those behind the scenes things. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And he checked it inside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, I never thought about it either, but
Until
it
you
just
did.
happened natural. Yeah. And I tend to blink less now. So I went through some therapy, seriously, to understand about that. So, of course, I'm applying it to the game.
Absolutely. Well, Kinsler has gone ahead 3-1. And he spins one off in for a strike. 3-2. Ian, not sure he liked that call.
I think Ian thought it was a little high in the zone. It looks like it might have caught the corner. You ever play the game Blink?
Yes, I was not very good at it.
You weren't?
No.
It's better than chicken.
Here's the 50th pitch coming up from Nicasio, who, by the way, is not setting any speed records today. And the 3-2.
Was it 12 seconds? You're supposed to deliver the ball?
Correct.
From the time Ian gets into the box. Let's see.
But how often is that enforced?
Well, with a guy like this, he'll probably get a letter from the league that tells him, okay, now Ian's in, when he's in the box, it's supposed to go. I'll start it right now. Let's see if it's supposed to be 12 seconds. Easily.
And he lost it, ball 4. Kinsler gets a walk. It's his 3rd walk. Nicasio, that is.
Well, Jay ups up. Let's see what he did in his first at bat. Ooh, a big one into the camera well. 451 feet. Doesn't happen very often. Flashback to July of last year to J.D. Martinez. He went roof.
Oh.
466 feet. Let's see another.
451 for Upton. 466 for J.D. I remember years ago Eric Munson hit one out there as well. Beyond the camera well. I mean, there are some guys that when you get it up into not only beyond the center field wall, but at the camera well, big boy territory. So with 2 on now and 1 out, here's Upton again. That home run that Justin hit was his first of the season, first as a Tiger. Fouled straight back, had a rip, 0-1. Upton came in having really good numbers against the Pirates over his last 14, a 321 clip.
Now 6 for 11 off of Nicasio. It looks like he's got an open glove there, inviting some inviting eyes. Can you see in there?
A little bit. There go the runners. Here comes the throw down to 3rd. The tag got him.
Sure.
That throw was right on the bag, and the tag applied by Freeze. We'll see if the Tigers take a look at it. A great throw there by Cervelli.
That's a good quick tag. He had a pretty decent jump.
Wow.
Yep, he got him.
What a throw
Now,
by
if that
Cervelli.
throws anywhere else, I mean, he threw it right on the hand. If it's anywhere else, he's safe.
2 outs now with the runner at 2nd.
Good idea.
And the 0-2. Just off the plate.
Looked like Nicasio wanted that pitch. Kind of came off the mound. Glaring in at Gabe Morales, the home plate umpire. Hang it.
I've said this many times, but with the pace that Nicasio is working today, it becomes, I would think, more and more difficult for defenders to keep your concentration sharp.
They've been standing out there for a while. You'd rather be in the dugout for sure.
especially the outfielders. It's kind of funny to look at the body language. You got Polanco kind of squatting out there in right field.
He's tired.
It's like, throw the ball, man. 1-2. Low it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nicasio, in his days with the Rockies, was 13-9 at Coors Field, had a winning record there, but that was largely due to the fact that he got a lot of run support. His ERA was over 5.
That's an average ERA in Coors.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, before they put the humidor in, that would be the case. It slowed the progression of runs down a bit, but still is a mile high and the ball flies.
Full count now, 3-2.
That's a good sign to see Jay Up take that pitch. Just got 296 and a 97-mile-an-hour fastball thrown by him out of the strike zone and lays off the slider there. That's what home runs do for you, make you relax a little bit, especially when you hit them that far.
Kinsler is second with 2 outs. Tigers lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the second.
Going high heater.
Bouncing ball right side. Harrison trying to smother it. He's going to come home with it now and airmail it. A run will score, and Upton will go to second base. And the Tigers lead 3-0.
Third base.
Third base. That ball went into the dugout. So give Upton 2 bases. Harrison did all he could to get that throw home, but he just airmailed it.
This is a good job by Jay Up. Good at bat. Harrison tries to make a great play, but he's rushing because Jay Up can run, and Kinsler doesn't take for granted. He runs all the way. This is great stuff. Perfectly timed. Good cut. On his way. We talked about that in spring training about it looks like you may not be running full speed, but you're running a shorter route. That's my NASCAR example.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that one?
No, you didn't, but it makes sense.
Yeah, you see 2 cars, one on the inside is going slower, but it's not going as far around the track.
Here's Cabrera. How often did you guys work with base running down there in spring training?
I was down there probably 2.5 weeks, just not as a team, mostly individual or in small groups. Guys were great. Great crew.
Cabrera backs out of there. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, let's take a look right here. Look how he cuts. He's slower on the inside of the bag. Does he even hit the grass? Let's go up just a little forward. Gets his head around quickly. I like stuff like that. You couldn't tell.
I could tell. There's a bouncing ball right side. Harrison can't get this one into right field. Cabrera doing what Cabrera does, and that's not getting runs.
Just got a ball away right here, and Miggy's as good as anybody that ever did it. Doesn't try and pull it. Knows that hole's over there. Tigers pick up another run. Again, this is a different aspect of the Tigers team. They try and steal, and Ghost is out, but you've served notice. Now you have another situation. Harrison knows the Tigers are going to be in an aggressive mode. Picks it up, rushes it, throws it away. Jay Up goes to third. We pick up a free run.
A pair of 2-run innings for the Tigers here early in this game. And by the way, you can have your party at an upcoming Tigers game. Party suites and party areas are on sale now. Groups of 15 or more receive discounted tickets. Visit tigers.com/groups or call 313-471-BALL. So here is Victor Martinez. 2 in the first, 2 in the second for the Tigers. RBIs for Upton and Cabrera. Victor had 1 of the 2 walks in the first, but did not score. Nicasio already has walked 3. His pitch count is at 61. Ripped to right field. That's going to get down. Base hit. Miggy hits the bag at second. He's going to third, and Martinez has a single. That is 3 straight hits for the Tigers.
Tigers swinging the bats today, running the bases. Just a heater right down the middle of the plate. Victor all over it. That's a long single.
Here's JD Martinez, RBI hit back in the first. He rifled the ball to left field off Nicasio. No balls and 1 strike.
This is our Chevy dependable player, JD Martinez. Since 2014 versus the Pirates, it's been 10 games, 385 average. Some damage, 5 home runs and 10 RBI. That last one, a 1.198 OPS. On base percentage plus slugging. That's how you get that number.
Which of these stats, when you look at numbers for offensive players, do you pay most attention to?
W.
Wins?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a team stat. I'm talking about individual stats.
We don't look at individual stats, do we?
Oh, yes, we do. And then it's hammered in the air toward right field, coming toward the corner. Polanco still coming, looking, and back in the seats.
I think in general, OPS is a good one to look at because it on base percentage. If you're getting on base, it means you're getting hits, you're walking, so you are getting on base. And the slugging part of it means you're hitting gappers and stuff like that. So I think that's, if you want to look at one number, that's pretty good.
And I guess if you're looking at numbers like for Miguel Cabrera compared to a Jose Altuve, you're looking at different types of numbers, I suppose. Depends on the player.
Oh yeah, it's hard. Not many people are going to see the match up to Miggy.
Just off the plate. Nicasio wanted that one, didn't get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. JD now is safely in all 6.
So if you were looking at batted ball in play, for instance, 299 is average. Mickey's at 382.
Wow.
Give you another one. OPS league average 721. Miggy 971. Just a little bit over average. Probably useless numbers to most, but something that we amuse ourselves with, and there's something to be said about it. Of course, you want to look at versus left-handers, left-handed pitching, right-handed pitching. Kind of helps you, give you an idea if you want to attack or not.
3-2. Victor off the bag at first, and a swing and a miss, and Nicasio finally ends the second, his 3rd strikeout. But the Tigers tack on 2 more. 4-0 lead as we go to the top of the third. They've been able to get to Juan Nicasio for 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Upton is homered. Miggy is driven in a run. And the Tigers offense off to a nice start here this afternoon. Sanchez back to the hill, and he'll throw strike one to Jordy Mercer, the shortstop of the Pirates. Mercer, Joyce, and then McCutchen in the Pittsburgh third. Here's the 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes now on Mercer. A couple of RBIs yesterday. Had a 2-run single off Justin Verlander in yesterday's game. Was 1 for 3. Now Sanchez with the 0-2. A little bit off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Annabelle has been working with Rich Doobie on streamlining his delivery to the plate a little bit. Saw a little bit of it in Miami. Cutting down on that hip turn a little bit, just a tad. That is ripped to left field on a line. Base hit. Will drop in. Leadoff single. Time for a game break now. We check in with Matt Shepard. Oh, absolutely. And that's a Shep kind of day, too, man. All 3 teams in action.
Well, Steven Stamkos is out, right?
He is.
So that's good.
Help the Wings. That is ripped foul down the right field line. Matt Joyce, the batter. Of course, the Red Wings got in on the final day. That was good news. 25 consecutive seasons in the postseason for the Red Wings. Congratulations.
Still find it a little weird that the guy who runs Tampa is an old favorite here in Detroit, Stevie Y.
Yeah.
But
that's how pro sports work sometimes.
It does.
1 ball, 1 strike on Joyce. Joyce is 0 for 1, a bounce out in the first inning. Matt, the former Tiger, made the Pirates as their 4th outfielder, basically because he had a really good strong push at the end of spring camp. He hit 4 home runs in their last 10 games. Also another left-handed hitter to balance their lineup out. Yeah, that helps. A lot of big league experience. Ball low, and the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, Annabelle had 11 pitches in the first inning. I think 29 in the second. Having trouble with control now here in the third. Got to find a way to find that strike zone. Got the lead here. Got to put the ball in play. Let your fielders do the work.
Full count, 3-2 on Joyce. Joyce, a native of Tampa, Florida. Runner goes on 3-2, and there's ball 4, and now the Pirates have 2 men on. Single and a walk, the second walk for Anibal Sanchez. Well, you don't want to mess around with this Pirates offense. That's the second free pass. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Andrew McCutchen. Who hit a ball hard to the third baseman Castellanos, who was ruled an error back in the first inning.
Well, Sanchez needs to make a good pitch right here. Hopefully we can get a nice ground ball, 1 hopper to Iglesias, and we can turn it. Hard to get out of trouble when you're walking people, though.
Ball 1 to McCutchen. McCutchen made his 7th consecutive start on opening day in center field for the Pirates. He is the face of the team right now. National League MVP in 2013. fly ball left center field. Ball hit well. Ghost backpedaling.
Second base.
To the warning track to make that play, and in the throw does come to second base. That'll leave runners at first and third.
Menards brings you the big money encounter. Last 4 matchups at Comerica Park, you see the Pirates feeling very comfortable putting it on us a little bit offensively. Tigers do lead today.
We'll bring up David Freese.
Cutchin had a pretty big swing at that pitch, didn't he?
He did.
Good job by Anthony Ghost right there to throw that ball into second base. Don't ever throw the ball with nobody out like that. If you throw the ball to third, you let this trail runner move up to second. You want to keep the double play in order, as Ghost did.
Freese 0 for 1, had a ground ball back in the first. He did not have a job until March 11th. That's when the Pirates signed him. He was just kind of hanging out, working out, hoping a team would pick him up. And when he first got to the Pirates, they assigned him number 7. And when Freese found out that number 7 used to be worn by not Danny Murtaugh, but Chuck Tanner, who was one of their all-time great managers, he just declined at number 7. Didn't feel comfortable in taking that number.
A little bit of respect.
Yep, absolutely, and that's what he said. I just respect Chuck Tanner so much and what he meant to the organization that he just didn't feel comfortable wearing his number.
It's kind of a general unwritten rule around baseball. Any of the equipment managers do not distribute numbers like here. They didn't do Trammell or Whitaker's for a while.
Bouncing ball to short. Iglesias, Kinsler, and a double play. 6-4-3. Inning over. A reminder to celebrate Detroit sports with April in the D. Make your way to 12 Oaks and Novi to check out the favorite Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers bobbleheads. For a full list of locations of all your bobbleheads, please visit www.aprilinthed.com. Nicasio goes back to the hill, and he will face Nick Castellanos to lead things off.
Well, his first at bat. All high fastballs up in the zone and up and in the zone. See if they stay with that cadence.
Fouled off 0-1.
Well, Nick missed a pretty good pitch right there. He wanted that down the way, and that's middle.
Nicasio is about to throw his 70th pitch. Here's the 0-1. Castellanos to be followed by Saltalamacchia and then Ghosts.
You want to be 15 per inning. He's a bit over.
A bit. Here's the 0-2. Ooh, just out of the reach of that guy. How about that guy yesterday that caught 5 foul balls here at the ballpark?
It's almost had to be staged. How would you do it, though? I mean, 5 of them?
That's a good point.
I mean, obviously you could do it, but I don't know if that's ever been done.
Now the 0-2. Fought that one off his hands. Nick stays alive.
I'm thinking back to that first at bat again, all high fastballs. Now he went slider away, slider away, slider away. Now he comes up and in. The last 2 pitches, Nick did a very good job of staying alive. Fouled the slider down and away off and the one up and in off. See if Nicasio can make a mistake.
Nick would not go fishing though. Thought about it.
Thought about it. No nibble.
Nope. Pulled the fishing pole back. One and 2 on Castellanos. Swinging a foul tip. Strike 3, 1 gone here in the 3rd. It'll bring up Saltalamacchia in with more in the guy he's replacing, James McCann. We check in with Johnny Kane.
Yeah, thanks, Mario. You know, we had a chance to talk with James McCann earlier today. He walked into the Tigers clubhouse wearing a protective boot on that right ankle. He said he doesn't have much pain in it right now because of the protected and the wrap that he has around it. He said, I'm young. I hope I heal quickly. Again, right now he's the expectation is anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. He will be attending or going with the Tigers on this this road trip that starts in Pittsburgh. And he said he's going to be there. He's going to receive treatment on the road trip. He's going to be a part of the game plan as well as studying tape. So he's still going to be very much a part of the Tigers moving forward here.
All right, Johnny, thanks. And that's good news. I know that James was talking about it before the game, Gibby, saying, you know, if it's got to happen, better now, I suppose, than in the heat of a pennant race. But I think he has to feel a bit fortunate that it really wasn't more serious than it turned out to be.
I looked at it, didn't have a ton of swelling in. There is some, and they're very good at treating those things, and had to get that out, get the swelling and the inflammation out, get the soreness out, and they give him some good friction massages on that. Imagine having a nice blown up ankle and they dig in there with their fingers.
Oh, thanks.
Give it a little elevation, but James thinks 2 weeks. But I think it's going to be more to be safe, because that's that right foot. You push off that to throw, you push off that to hit, and I think just be grateful it was nothing serious, like year, you know, like ending, like season ending, something like that, or an 8 to 12 weeker.
2-2 on Saltalamacchia. Outside 3-2. The interesting thing is that he will, as Johnny said, travel with the team and continue to prepare, help prepare the starting pitchers and help with scouting, and that's something Brad Ausmus wants him to do to continue his progression as a major league catcher.
Brad was very good at preparing for a game, passing that on to his students.
And there's ball 4.
Let's take a look at we just talked about James McCann. Daniel Norris Sunday with Lakeland, 2 innings, 39 pitches. He'll stay there in Lakeland for his next start. Alex Wilson, he's been promoted to AAA. Cameron Maybin going to AAA as well. Basically, when the pitchers get to AAA on the reliever side, they've got to throw back-to-back games before they will even consider bringing him here north. I like the way they're doing that. You're down in Lakeland, the weather's good, it's warm, they can control it, control the innings. You go to AAA, you got a good team there, good competition, then on to the big leagues when needed.
Certainly will help beef up the Tiger bullpen with both Hardy and Wilson on the mend. And Cameron Maybin, you would think not too far away now at AAA Toledo, and hopefully he'll be back with the ball club soon. Anthony goes to the batter, singled, advanced on a wild pitch, and scored in the second.
You know, you get 25 guys on your roster. Tigers obviously have 25 now, but somebody comes back, who's going to go down? It's always interesting. You kind of like to believe it'll take care of itself, but if it doesn't, you're going to have to send somebody down maybe that you don't want to. That can be a sticky situation.
Here's the 2-0. Sometimes, I suppose, as an organization, you are forced to make tough choices in that regard. And sometimes, as you say, injuries will take care of that.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just predicated on some guys have options, some don't.
True.
That's the way it is. I mean, I've watched pitchers throw really good, but because they're unavailable for 3 or 4 days, they get sent down. Because you need pitching. You look at the bullpen, you have to have innings. It's not fair, but you know it is a necessity for the club. You do what's right with the ball club.
Well, and that's in large part why Brian Holiday is no longer in the organization. He ran out of options, and so the Tigers had to deal him. It was going to be tough for them to carry 3 catchers. There's a ball high, another walk, and Nicasio now has walked 5 batters in this game. Well, that Holiday trade.
Yeah, you look at it. Brian Holiday for Bobby Wilson, who's now here from Toledo. Miles J, a young prospect who's in Double-A. I was talking to the Tiger executives about the whole trade and who they were trying to get, and a lot of things go into it. But here the Tigers got Bobby Wilson in case somebody got hurt and they have an injury. Texas' starting catcher also got hurt, I believe. And
Robinson Chirinos.
And Brian Holiday is now getting duty, and they have to have a backup out of their organization as well. You know, you think you have depth as you go into a season until you lose 1 or 2 guys, and then you realize that it's sticky.
Kyle Lobstein warming up for the Pirates now. You saw in that graphic that Bobby Wilson had a lot of big league experience. I would imagine, Kirk, at that catching position, that's something that organizations want if they're going to call a guy up, a guy that has had major league experience.
Well, first and foremost, you want a guy who can catch and throw, run the staff, knows how to call a game.
Iglesias the batter. Strike 1.
The thing about Bobby Wilson, I mean, you look at who's he been tutored by. Mike Scioscia, who's very good catching. I would say he's one of the better catching guys around. But we had him in Arizona. He's done exactly what we asked him to do, and he'll be ready to do that here for the Tigers.
Here's the 0-1 to Iglesias. Almost hit him inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, that fastball for Nicasio is still coming in at about 94 miles an hour. His command has not been good today. 5 walks. More his control than his command, but you get the idea. Iglesias is 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right field. Strike called. 1-2. Here's Bobby Wilson, the new backstop for the Tigers, up from AAA Toledo.
He's been to several organizations, so he doesn't take very long to get acclimated.
Here's the 1-2. Slow roller towards short. Mercer in time for the out at first base. Runners advance, 2 outs. And a chance now for Kinsler. Tigers lead it here today, 4-0, 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Kinsler walked and scored in the second inning.
Tigers need to capitalize here. He got a chance to pick up 2 more runs in the first. Had some action. Had a couple of strikeouts into that inning. Strikeout into the second inning with men on base. It's very important you pick up these extra runs as you add on to your lead.
Kinsler fouls it off the mask of the catcher. 0-1.
Did you ever catch?
Not one day in my little league career did I ever catch.
When everybody asks themselves, some of you have caught. But when you get stung in the mask, or you take a nick off the kneecap, or the leg or the shoulder, you'd be blinking back there, you think, the pitch comes?
Well, I wouldn't catch one. That's the problem. I'd be blinking the whole time.
But you'll notice when you watch these major league games, most catchers, they get hit, they make sure they act like it didn't. They just get
right.
They might go out to the mound. You don't know how much. I'm telling you, that hurts. I couldn't be a catcher.
Well, you were left-handed, so you couldn't.
Yeah, well, you could, but
it'd be awful.
Not effectively. It'd been awful.
I don't know about awful.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. Just off the plate. Nicasio tried to nip the outside corner, couldn't do it. 1-2. Runner is aboard for the Tigers. Saltalamacchia and Gose. Kinsler trying to cash him in here with 2 outs in the 3rd. High and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just as I told you earlier about playing deeper with the guy on first and 2 outs, this is you might want to play in, because you got guys on second and third. You want to try and cut that run down. However, Anthony Gose is pretty quick. You may not implement that strategy, but just to give you an idea of when you might move back, when you might move in. Ian Kinsler in general does not hit the ball deep to right field. Has more pull power. That would also go into your thinking. If in some cases you have infielders who relay the signs to you, so like Tram would let me know whether a fastball was coming or something off speed. So I see fastball coming to Ian Kinsler. I see my catcher move inside. I move in, because if he executes that pitch, that ball is just going to be a little dinker, like a little bloop signal. I want to make sure I'm in there to catch it.
So Tram would give you a sign on every pitch?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Roger Craig, he made us do it. He wanted his pitchers taken care of. He wanted the fielders to know what was going on.
Don't blame him. Here's the 2-2. High fly ball center field. McCutcheon drifting back, and he's there for the final out. No runs, 2 walks, 2 left, 3 in the books. On AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and at ships at sea. We welcome you all, and we thank you for your service to our country. Well, Anibal Sanchez has a 4-run lead to work with as we head now to the 4th inning. Starling Marte will lead things off. be Marte, Cervelli, and Polanco. First one fouled back out of play.
That was the right level there.
2 booths over, and we would have gotten a chance to see you make a play.
I'll take my hat off and do it.
Why not?
I got you there. I don't have a hat on, so.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Good thing I did the other day when I knocked my head on that thing in the grocery store, though.
Yeah, what happened there?
Just being ADD, went to get a bag to put vegetables in and just powered into it. You know, the thing that holds those plastic bags?
Yeah.
Powered right through it.
Did a lot of people see you do it?
10 or 12 were standing there. I was probably rushing a little bit. So I know there's got to be at least one of them that are watching or listening to us and saying, oh, they wanted to see how it looked.
Isn't that Kirk Gibson over there that just smacked his head?
Well, they said, are you all right?
The 1-2. Little looper that's going to go foul.
Just kind of say, yeah, oh yeah, I'm fine. Just my hat catches the blood.
Thanks for that.
Yep.
4 runs on 6 hits for the Tigers. No runs, 2 hits for the Pirates. Marte fly to center in the second. A little bit of a half swing there. When you look at this Pirates outfield, Marte, Polanco, and McCutchen, they are all signed now at least through 2018. So this group will stick around at least a few more years and probably beyond. They are an impressive trio. Low ball 2. Of course, the Pirates, Kirk, the last couple of years have had to do it. They've been in the postseason 3 straight years with really a payroll that is much lower than some of their competitors.
Yes, they have. Way less. But you know, that's where your minor leagues come into consideration. For sake of drawing within, pulling it within, and the other is if you got good players, you make good trades when you need the players.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez records a strikeout, 1 away.
Good to see Sanchez get this out right here. This Pittsburgh club been fouling a lot of pitches off. Look at the movement on this pitch, just disappears down and in. Little change piece. Ball's down in the zone and moving down and in. First out of the inning.
Here is Cervelli. We're talking about the Pirates payroll. They check in at about $99 million, which is way lower than the Dodgers and the Cardinals, a couple of teams that they've battled in the National League.
Here you see the wins numbers by Clint. Started in the 70s for 2 years, got his system together, and 3 straight wild card berths in the National League.
Clint Hurdle right now is 7th all time among Pittsburgh managers in victories. Jim Leyland's 3rd, the former Tiger skipper.
I was talking to Clint before the game. He was telling me about, remember, for 6 years he lived in Big Rapids, Michigan, and then he moved down to by Cape Canaveral. His dad worked at the Kennedy Space Center, but he used to come to Tiger Stadium once a year to see one team. You know what one it is?
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Yankees.
No, they would never come to Tiger Stadium. Well, of course, everybody wanted to see the Yankees, huh?
Well,
strike call, got him looking.
Attaboy. He says that made him not like the Yankees. He always obviously rooted for the Tigers. But there's a club that's in his way if he wants to win a world championship.
Well, you and I have been talking, but Clint has kind of changed his approach in the way he has managed and how he has really kind of embraced the statistical side of the game.
Well, he's probably more old school when he was there in Colorado. And Colorado's altogether a different job, okay? I mean, the elements there are incredible. But since he's come to Pittsburgh, they hired some analytical people, and he started to sit down and listen to figure out, can this help us? And it has. So the data's there. They're going to use it. The numbers don't lie, and he said you got to be open to evolve and stay competitive in this game.
Polanco takes the ball outside. Sanchez a couple of strikeouts here in the 4th inning. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In the air, shallow left center field. Ghost long run, tracks it down. 1-2-3 inning for Sanchez. Nothing is our score as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-game flex plans are on sale now for as little as $110. Get your 6 Tigers games of your choice. All you have to do is call 313-471-BALL today or visit tigers.com and check out the 6-game flex plans. A former Tiger now will take the mound for the Pirates. That would be Kyle Lobstein in a wall-side windows pitching change.
13 games last year for the Tigers, 3-8 record. ERA a little elevated. Lots of walks there. Only 23 walks against 32 strikeouts. He's going to be looking to keep the Tigers in check for Pittsburgh.
He pitched for the Tigers in 14 and last year in 2015. 1 ball and no strikes on Justin Upton, who leads it off. So Nicasio lasting only 3 innings here this afternoon. Upton's had a good day so far, 2 out of 2, including a mammoth home run to center field.
Up in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. That was a good take, what I call a good take. Nice and calm, feet are getting calmed down, not jumping at the ball, giving his hands a chance to work.
Lobstein missing, 3-0. Kyle was dealt to the Pirates in December for cash considerations. There's a strike call, 3-1. He will face the heart of the Tigers lineup, Upton, Cabrera, Martinez. Pulled, diving stop at short, Mercer from a knee. And safe at first base is Upton.
Good play by Mercer right here. Good diving play. Gets up, tries to get something on it from his knees because he knows J-Up can scoot a little bit. He beats it out easily.
3rd hit of the ball game for Upton. 2 singles and a homer, and here is Cabrera, who's been on base twice, single and a walk. Miggy looks at a strike. Tigers now have 7 hits. Yesterday the Pirates had 17. Today they've been limited to just 2. Bouncing ball towards second, might be 2. Harrison, Mercer, and a double play.
Well, that was tailor-made, and that rule change just saved Jordy Mercer, because Justin Upton was right down there at him, and with the old rule the way it was, he would have had him, but instead had to slide right into the bag. Take a look. Your intention is to go at it normally, but J.Up went right to the bag. You're going to see that more and more around the league. People are going to learn that you got to be on the bag.
It's really pretty cut and dry. Victor looks at ball 1. It's amazing how you can get a new rule like that, and really the first week of the season, the first couple of days of the season, you have a couple of games affected by that right at the end of a game. We saw it twice with the Astros and the Blue Jays.
Well, they're going to challenge the rule, and they're going to challenge the outer limits to find out how far you can go. And so far, Major League Baseball has held consistent. We'll see what happens into the playoffs if that's still being called. Sometimes rules start out more severe than they end up. Kind of settle into a compromising position.
Soften a little bit.
Yeah. It's like watching an NHL game. How many penalties do you see?
That's a good point. It's a great comparison.
If you see a penalty, you know, let's go 4-on-4. They take 1 from each team.
3-1 on Martinez. Victor yanks it foul.
NBA at the end. I mean, usually you got to hit a guy pretty hard. You get to the end of the game, pretty liberal. You like a replay?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I like the idea of getting it right, but I still watch it have an effect on pace of play. That is tap foul. But I think overall, yes, I do like it, because in the end I'd rather see the right call than an incorrect call. How about you?
Just, yeah, it's fine. I mean, they're going to make they make those decisions. I think everybody agrees to it. The players agree to it. The ownership agrees to it. So it's the way of doing things, and it's designed to make the game a better game. We had fan outcry about it, and now they're happy, right?
They are, and I'm glad they took the awkwardness of a manager walking out and trying to stall for time. Now the manager just simply steps on top and says, wait a minute, we're looking at it. You know, instead of just trying to hide it when everybody knows they're looking at it.
Yeah, I made a few trips out there.
Yeah, I mean, that had to be awkward for you.
Well, it just depends how well you're getting along, right?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Outside, he lost him, ball 4.
I mean, you've been yelling from the dugout the whole game, and now you got to go out there and have a nice chat with him.
That's super awkward.
By the way, give me a fair review here.
Now that's an awesome shot right there.
Young Tiger.
2-out base runner for J.D. Martinez. RBI single for J.D. in the first. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Nicasio threw 94 pitches in 3 innings of work today. And the Tigers got him for 2 in the first, 2 in the second. They lead 4-0. One the count.
That Pittsburgh team, boy, they really work that inside part of the plate, don't they? Lefty or righty, doesn't matter.
Coming there again and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike on JD Martinez. These two teams will fly to Pittsburgh after this one. Play 2 games there. The Tigers then head to Houston, and then eventually on to Kansas City. The 2-1. 3-1.
Castellanos on deck. He likes lefties.
He tortured him last year. Here's a bullet to center field. And JD has another hit, his second of the game.
Take a look here. They got the shift on to the left side. Everybody's over this way. And JD hits it right through where the shift is not. I do believe that many players are starting to set their sights away from the shift, especially with 2 strikes. You may see some movement on, maybe on shifting when a player, a batter like JD gets to 2 strikes. More of a conventional setup.
Here is Castellanos. That's in for a strike. Yeah, I would think that if you're a hitter and you get enough hits taken away, that eventually you'll concentrate more on beating that shift, and then it's up to the defense to restructure and regroup and change their ways. Swing and a miss.
Well, you have to practice it in BP. They do it. They hit balls off the tee every day. They do flips. Somebody flips some baseballs. They take batting practice off of the coaches in the regular batting practice on the field. Then you try to implement that into the game. Take a lot of swings every day, these players. Wally Joyner and David Newhan. He spent a lot of time down there.
Castellanos cuts and misses, and that'll end the inning. Tigers get a couple of base runners, and we will go to the 5th inning. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet. More than you expect for less than you imagine. A little bit of a cool afternoon here at the ballpark. Temperature in the low 40s today. But the Tigers bats heating up a little bit. 4 runs on 8 hits. They take a 4-0 lead into the 5th. Josh Harrison leading it off against Anibal Sanchez. It'll be the bottom three: Harrison, Morrison, Mercer. Harrison had a single in his only at bat, did not score. The 1-0. High, 2 balls, no strikes. Sanchez had a 1-2-3 fourth, including a couple of strikeouts. His best inning so far in this game, and now he's gone to 3-0 on Josh Harrison. That's it for strike 3-1. Sanchez last year 2 separate stints on the DL. Missed some time in 2014. It's fouled back out of play, and in a lot of ways one of the big keys to the Tigers rotation this year, not because of whether or not he can return to form in terms of talent, is just keeping him healthy.
Yeah, he's had trouble doing that. He almost threw a couple hundred innings years ago, 5-6 years ago, and since then has had some little nagging injuries where it's forced him on the disabled list. Right around 150, 160 innings is what people project for this year. That's okay if they can get that out of him. They may have to put him on the DL if he gets nicked up again, and they do have some young depth they can fill in. Yeah, I think you want to stay proactive with a guy like Sanchez versus have him keep pushing through it with his history.
And that's a key point you bring up, the newfound depth the Tigers have in their organization now based on those trades they made at the deadline last year. Harrison got a piece to stay alive. It was pretty painful to watch the Tigers have to deal away guys like David Price and Cespedes last year at the deadline. But what they got in return has really helped the organization. Three-two again. Bouncing ball left side. Castellanos cuts it off. High throw, but Miggy comes down with it.
I think Clint's taking a look. He's out. Yeah, he's on the bag. He's out.
There's Mike Morris, who is 0 for 1, hitting into a force in the second. Morris is well traveled. He was the Marlins opening day first baseman last year. Had a good spring this year, batted .389. Popped up. Saltalamacchia. Oh, now it's going to be Sanchez. You can tell Salty was having trouble locating, and Sanchez bailed him out.
Salty, I believe, was looking right directly into the sun. If you just look at the angle that Salty had, he's going to be looking this way into the sun, and Sanchez is going to be looking this way. Does a good job of calling him off. This is what they work on all the time to perfection. You can tell he's got his arms out a little bit, and Sanchez recognizes it. It doesn't happen very often. Very good play, very good execution of a simple mechanic.
Jordy Mercer looks at a strike. Single back in the third. The 0-1. Ground ball to third, right at Castellanos. And Sanchez going to have another 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball from Comerica Park, brought to you by Bell Tire.
Summary started in the first inning for the Tigers. They lead 4-0 now. Jay up, goes deep. 451 feet to straightaway. JD, the single to the left, plates Miggy. Then in the second inning, Tigers score a couple more. Good play right there by Ian Kinsler to hustle all the way around, and then Miggy with the RBI single. Scoring Jay up, Tigers up 4-0.
It's been a good day so far. And the Tigers coming to the plate now in the bottom of the fifth inning. Facing Kyle Opstein, it is Saltalamacchia, Ghosts, and Iglesias. Swing and a miss. Over the top that time for the strikeout. Second strikeout now for Lopstein. We'll bring up Ghosts. Anthony looks at ball one. Lobstein came on in the fourth inning, allowed a single, a walk, another single, but was helped out by a double play, and the Tigers did not score. Bouncing ball right side. Harrison ranging left. Two gone.
Anthony Ghost with a pretty good swing of the bat today. Get him hot. Get him hot and get some consistent play. The Tigers have been, it's been tough to come up here having played every day in spring training. Then you have a day on a game, then you have a day off, then you have a day on,
rain
day
out,
off, then a rain out, a snow out, a white out,
cold out,
hot out to come.
Game's never going to be canceled because it's too hot. I can guarantee you that. Iglesias takes the ball high, and the count goes to 2-0. Weather on this road trip should be pretty good. I think the temperatures in the Pittsburgh area are going to be in the 50s and 60s. It's going to be warm, of course, in Houston. Good chance for the Tigers bats to get rolling, but as we have said many, many times, some really good competition in the month of April. Some really good teams on this next trip. Chopper to shortstop Mercer. And Lobstein has himself a 1-2-3 inning, just 9 pitches.
Bell Tire, pitch by pitch. Anibal Sanchez got the Pirates off guard. A couple of ground outs right here. Up in the air, it's been lazy fly balls. Nice for the Tiger outfielders. And then he's got the strikeout working for him too. Got a couple of those. Only 2 walks as well. Game speeding up for him. 84 pitches so far. through 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Turn your hat on backwards. All twos, right?
All twos, that's right. And he has also set down 8 consecutive Pittsburgh Pirates. There's a strike called on Matt Joyce. Joyce, McCutchen, Freeze, top 3 for the Pirates. Low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground out and a walk for Matt Joyce. Sanchez with the 1-1. Joyce has had double figures in homers in 5 different seasons in the major leagues. Hit a lot of those with the Tampa Bay Rays after he was traded by the Tigers to the Rays. Two and two. There's McCutchen waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2 offering. Full count now on Matt Joyce. Pirates' best chance to score probably was in the 3rd when they had the first 2 men on and nobody out. Freeze then hit into a double play later in the inning to end the inning. Swing and a miss. Down goes Joyce. 1 away.
Well, this start for Anibal Sanchez looks a lot like his first start, which happened down in Miami. He's got the same amount of pitches right now. Features the same things, a combination of groundouts, kept Stanton in the yard. This fly ball, double play, and mixed in the strikeouts as well. He's got those 6 pitches. You get later in the game, should be able to use them all and keep these Pittsburgh hitters off balance. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 89 pitches. He's at 90 right now, so this may be his last inning.
9 straight retired. McCutchen reaching on an error in the 1st, flying out in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1. McCutchen went to high school in Florida, Fort Meade High School, where he was a track star and a football star, along with his baseball skills on display there. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As a senior in high school, McCutchen hit .709. Didn't know that was possible. Former #1 pick, or 1st round pick. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Sanchez strikes him out. Saltalamacchia will throw him out. 2 gone. Time for a game break. Matt Shepard. That's well short of .709. Swing and a miss. Now I wonder if that was Shep's buddy, if that was actually Shep himself that hit 52.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was going to try and top you, but he bottomed you.
He bottomed me out, that's for sure.
Well, he's still listening in.
All right, Shep, I know you would. 0-2 the count.
Sanchez, this is the best he's thrown the ball all day in the last couple innings. This is his 3rd straight clean inning so far.
1-2. This is what Anibal Sanchez is capable of doing. He'll get into those stretches where he will retire 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row. He's in one of those stretches right now.
Well, you know they're hoping he gets out of this. Wilson, Lowe, K-Rod.
Great play. Castellanos to his feet. Safe at first base. Biggie unable to hold on to the bag.
Take a look here. This ball right here is kind of deep. Nick has to lay out for it. get up and make a throw. You can see he didn't have a real good grip on that. He had to rush a little bit. Miggy just off the bag.
Good call. Paul Nart's down at first base. There it is, crystal clear. Two-out base runner. Here's Starling Marte.
Look at that slider right there. It's just straight down. He's got so many pitches, I honestly can't tell you. I know what pitch that was. It looked like a slider. Starting at the bottom of the zone, breaking right into the ground. Marte cannot lay off it.
Well, that'll get away from Saltalamacchia. That'll advance the runner. Wild pitch for Sanchez.
"100 pitches for Sanchez. You see it by inning. Other than the second inning, struggled a bit in the third. Been clean.
What did you say you aim for? About 15 per inning?
15 per inning is acceptable. Want to be below that, at that, or right around it.
2-1 on Marte.
Yeah, it's time to get somebody up.
There is some stirring now in the Detroit bullpen. Belted deep in the air to left field, way back up into the wall, and he's going to watch it fly. It is out of here to deep left field. Marte with a 2-out, 2-run shot, and all of a sudden it's 4-2. He had retired 10 straight, then a single and a 2-run homer.
It's just got all heart to the plate. You can see there in Fox tracks a little bit of elevation right down the heart of the plate. Rich Doobie's going to go out and have a talk. Had a loud sound to it, didn't it?
It sure did. A lot of echo. Beyond the bullpen and left. Rich Doobie trotting out there, and of course this year the pitching coaches have 30 seconds to make their visit.
Got the clock on him too. 4, 3, 2.
And so Justin Wilson warming up.
And they're going to try and get Sanchez through Cervelli. And Justin Wilson will get Gregory Polanco.
Nothing doing today for Cervelli so far. Fly out, strikeout. Pirates finally get on the board here in the 6th with a 2-run homer. Two and 0. Cervelli couldn't hold up. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Pitchers are sneaky. There you get the 2-0 heater with the 2-run lead. You're thinking as a hitter, he's going to throw you a fastball, but Sanchez with the breaking ball.
Off the outside part of the plate, 3-1. Sanchez almost certainly facing his final batter here, with Polanco on deck. And he lost him, ball 4. So a base on balls, 3rd of the game for Anibal, and here comes Brad Ausmus. That'll be it for Sanchez. So he will not get through the 6th inning here this afternoon. Wallside Windows pitching change. We'll be back. This game is now 4-2. The Tigers have gone to the bullpen. They'll bring left-hander Justin Wilson into the game.
Well, Justin actually pitched 3 years for the Pirates, went to the Yankees last year. Now he's here with the Tigers. 3 games this season, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's kind of tabbed as the 7th inning guy by manager Brad Ausmus, and here he is in the 6th.
He's going to face Polanco here. And Gregory is the tying run at the plate in a 4-2 game. One of the big numbers we've talked about concerning Wilson last year with the Yankees, only 16% of his inherited runners came around to score, second best in the American League. And he will try and strand a runner here in the 6th. Polanco with a walk and a flyout. Ball 1.
Take a look last year, less than 16% of inherited runners, lowest in Major League Baseball.
5th lowest.
5th lowest, I'm sorry.
Here's the 1-0.
Got a real easy motion, 95 mile an hour right there. Getting on you quick. Got a very good slider. Very good makeup and demeanor.
Two balls and 1 strike.
See, Anibal Sanchez, 5 2/3, is giving up 2 earned runs, is responsible for the runner at first base. Yet.
Bouncing ball to second should get him out of the inning, and it will. Polanco is out 4-3. They get the 2-run homer from Marte. Lead as we go to the home part of the 6th inning. Anibal Sanchez was relieved by Justin Wilson, who got the final out of the top of the 6th inning. 2-run homer has cut the lead in half for the Tigers. So we'll see if they can rebuild it now. And they've got the part of the lineup to do it. Top of the order, Kinsler, Upton, and Cabrera. Facing Lobstein.
Yeah, let's get the leadoff runner on base this inning. Got Jay up, Miggy, Victor. All have done some damage today.
Lobstein goes back to work. He came on in the 4th inning. There's your base hit to right field. Leadoff man is on.
Here's the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window. Happened in the first inning. Jay up. First one of the year for the Tigers. Into the camera well, 500. Well, I wish. 451 feet. He's probably hitting 500-footer a time or two.
Wouldn't surprise me. There are homers and then there are moonshots. That was a moonshot. It's been a good day for Justin. 3 for 3. Getting that average up over 300 now as he looks at a ball up and in.
Facing quite a different pitcher. That's one of the reasons they brought Lobstein in. Clint Hurdle. Nicasio, a hard-throwing right-hander. Lobstein is more of a finesse pitcher from the left side.
He'll shoot that one to right field, and Upton has a 4-hit day. 2 on, nobody out.
Boy, Jay up. Both those pitches served out to right field. Great approach.
And now Lobstein with the unenviable task of facing Miguel Cabrera. And then you got Victor Martinez lurking after him. Miggy a walk, a single, an RBI, and a run scored. Ball 1. The Tigers now have an even 10 hits and only 4 hits for the Pirates. Here's the 1-0. Drill to center field. Ball is hit well and it's going to be caught in the alley by Polanco. Kinsler tagging. He'll go to third. A rocket off the bat of Cabrera is run down by Gregory Polanco.
Well, pretty good approach. Miggy looks like he gets in on the label just a little bit, but he's trying to shoot it out there to that deep alley there in right center field. Polanco's got good wheels. Kinsler, he must make sure you get back and tag, get on to third base with only 1 out. There are no outs here, but there will be 1 out. And Jay up, you watch, you got 1 runner going back. You got 1 runner coming this way. And then you see how it all works out. So Jay up's going to second base. If that ball drops, he possibly could score with Kinsler.
Here's Victor Martinez. Polanco with those long strides, able to cover a lot of ground out there in right center and track it down. Strike 1 on Victor. He's been on base 3 times today. 2 walks and a single. Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Tigers DH.
If you're Jay up over there at first base, probably do not want to steal. Leave that hole open for Victor, the whole right side of the infield. Gets here in a 2-2 or 3-2 count, though. We'll have him on the move.
Down the left field line. It is hooking and it is foul. He tomahawked that thing and very nearly had a 3-run homer.
Saw it good. Ball's trying to get inside. Left it out just a bit up in the zone. Only 86 miles an hour, so B-Mark jumping all over that, but can't keep it fair. They're going to throw one over here to first somewhere.
Outside, 2-2.
Getting a 3-2. I think you got to send him. And if you're the runner at first, you make sure the pitcher goes home first. It's just too hard to get a jump, but you do want to have him on the move.
JD Martinez on deck.
Watch for the changeup.
Again pulled down the left field line, and again foul. Well, Drew Verhagen warming up in the Tigers bullpen.
Drew threw on an inning on the 9th and again on the 11th. That was yesterday. So getting a lot of activity early in this season. Would be his 5th appearance if he comes in the game. I think they would only bring him in for a hitter or two.
Toward left center field. There's nobody there. That ball is down all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score. Victor is on his way to second. He has a 2-run double. What a day for Martinez.
In the middle of that lineup, getting going. Pretty good at bat here. Almost hits 2 home runs right inside the pole. You're hearing the 2-2 count. Sets his sights more out. You see it's looking like a split finger. Doesn't do a lot. Victor out the alley. Jay up with a good read. You watch him up there in the top. Gets a good read. He knows it's not going to be caught and scoots around. Tigers score a pair, now lead 6-2.
There's a base hit to left. This might get another run in. Here comes Victor coming to third base. He'll score. To second goes JD, and the Tigers add another 7-2.
That's fun.
Bats coming alive here in the 6th inning.
Jumping him early. Ball's trying to cut it inside. Look at, he almost hit that with one hand. He took that right arm almost off of the bat, pulled it through with the left arm. Victor scores easily.
So JD with his 3rd hit. The Tigers pounding the baseball today after struggling offensively yesterday. Here's Castellanos. Corey Lupke is warming up in the bullpen for the Pirates. Lobstein was asked to give the Pirates some length today after just 3 innings out of their starter Nicasio. This is the 3rd inning of work for Kyle Lobstein. Here's the 1-0. We've got to get Castellanos into the act. He's 0 for 3 today.
With 3 strikeouts, 1st, 3rd, and the 4th right now. Good at bat here to erase all that.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Looks like another one of those splitters. That one moved down very sharply at the end. Nick way out in front.
Tigers had not scored since the 2nd, but they put up 3 here in the 6th. 2-2. He's been in the top of the lineup that has done some major damage.
Kind of reminds you of the game in reverse yesterday.
Exactly.
The Pirates kept adding on. The Tigers have scored the 1st, the 2nd, and the 6th.
Fly ball right field. Polanco coming over toward the line, running catch into foul territory.
Covered a lot of ground right there, that young kid did.
2 outs. That'll bring up Saltalamacchia. for 2 with a walk for Saltalamacchia.
In his second game of the year, he's going to pick up James McCann, for those of you that haven't joined us till just recently. Good look down there at second base by JD, thinking about advancing. With 2 outs, you really don't want a chance at making that 3rd out at third base.
That was the 50th pitch thrown in relief here by Lobstein. They say 2 to 4 weeks for McCann on his sprained ankle. It was called a grade 2 sprain,
which means medium.
Medium, right. Grade 1 not so bad. Grade 2 would be next. So
I'm not sure how high. I'm going to say 4 or 5.
I'm not sure of the degrees either. I think there's at least 4. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. 3-1. Anibal Sanchez started for the Tigers. Needed some help from Wilson in the 6th inning. And there's ball 4.
Those of you who have missed an earlier part of the game, James McCann yesterday involved in a contact play at first base. You can see the right ankle's turning and twisting right there. Had an X-ray and an MRI. Say between a two grade strain of the right ankle, and you see he's walking off. He said he could still walk today. He is a tough kid. Expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks.
Here's Anthony Gose.
Now, if you're in the World Series, do you just tape it really tight?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
for it?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I was thinking.
No question. Swing and a miss. By the way, that is 7 walks now for the Pirates pitching staff in this game today, which will not make Ray Searage very happy. 1-1 on Gose.
Well, the way the Tigers have been hitting it, you can understand why they don't want to throw it over. This was kind of like the Pirates yesterday. They are barreling as well. I think most pitching coaches, they try and get their pitchers to believe in throwing to contact. Sometimes it's hard to do.
Gose, a single, a walk, and a ground out. He has scored a run for the Tigers today. 12 Detroit hits in this game. Now Lobstein with the 1-2. Swing and a miss. That is all for Gose, and that is all for the Tigers. Not before they scored 3 times. We go to the 7th at Comerica, 7-2.
John's freaky fast delivery of the game. We're going to go with our top 5 hitters. Very productive day. You can see Kinsler, Upton, Cabrera, Martinez, and J.D. Martinez, 11 for 16. Responsible for all 7 runs, 7 RBI. A couple runs by Kinsler. J-Up's got one. J-Up having a banner day today. We'll get him going into the right direction and get this explosive offense on its way.
So as we go to the 7th inning, Vanderbilt product Drew Verhagen is on the mound now for the Tigers.
He's been busy this year. This is going to be his 5th game. 3 2/3 innings so far. 1 strikeout, no earned runs, a ground ball pitcher. We don't want to see any walks.
Bottom 3 will face him. Josh Harrison leads it off in the 7th. 7-2. Tigers have the lead here in game 2 in this series. Harrison swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, if you're Brad Ausmus, you're hoping that Verhagen can get through a clean inning quickly. This will make it 3 out of the last 4 days that he's been in the game early in the season. Don't want to get him in an extended long inning. So you're looking ahead till tomorrow and the next series in Pittsburgh, then the weekend series in Houston as well.
2-1 the count. Harrison a single and a ground out. Only 4 hits for the Pirates today. And a strike call. 2-2. There's Morse on deck. 7, 8, 9 facing Verhagen in the 7th. Bouncing ball to second. Kinsler with the play. 1 gone. Tigers fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, you can now stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to the App Store and download for free the free Fox Sports Go app. Log in, stream the Tigers wherever you go. It's that simple.
Verhagen got the ground ball there. That's what you want to see. That's a good sign. It means his ball is sinking, keeping the ball down.
Mike Morris looks at ball 1.
Like I said, no free passes. Make a put in play, let your fielders scoop him up.
Verhagen had success in the Tigers minor league system as a starter, but has pitched for the most part out of the bullpen for Detroit. Another slow roller. This one hit towards second. And a couple of plays there for Kinsler. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, the infielders like this type of game right here. Keep them fairly quick. Easy ground ball so far. 79% ground ball rate on 4-seam fastballs last season. That's the best among relievers. Minimum 200 thrown. 2 quick outs. Let's get the 3rd and get on to the next inning. Score some more runs.
Jordy Mercer looks at strike 1. Single ground out for the number 9 hitter for the Pirates. Strike 2. The only 2 runs for the Pirates, scoring on the 2-run homer by Marte in the 6th inning off Sanchez. Otherwise, Anibal very good today. Had a string of 10 consecutive retired at one point. Lupke is up and again throwing in the Pirates bullpen.
Boy, it's been a long road back for that kid.
One and 2 the count stays. Breaking ball rolled toward 3rd. Foul ball. Ron Culpo was right there to make the call.
Verhagen now at 13 pitches. 2 days ago he had the 12. Yesterday he had 11. So you want to keep him right in that area. Sometimes you're a manager, you're thinking you have a set amount of pitches in your mind that you want him to go, and then you start talking about different possibilities, and you hope to say moot point. Doesn't matter, because you got to be thinking about it. You don't want this kid to get into too long of an inning this early into the season.
That one will stay fair right at Castellanos.
Moot point.
Moot point indeed. 3 ground ball outs. 1, 2, 3 they go. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch.
Here's the 1-800 call Sam call of the game. Drew Verhagen comes into the 7th. 3 up, 3 down, 3 ground balls. Keeping up that 79% ground ball rate from last year. That's what the Tigers needed. Now you look about this. Usually Justin Wilson is going to be pitching the 7th. He had to come in the 6th. And Brad didn't want to bring him back in the 7th this early in the season. Goes to Verhagen, who's got the right-handed batters up. Gets the 3 ground balls and on to the 8th. After we go to the bottom of the 7th here. Got a new pitcher, Corey Lupke. See his major league career. This kid's had a couple of Tommy John surgeries, had other assorted injuries, and he's back in the big league since a couple of years ago, I believe.
Yeah, he was out of baseball in 2013 and 14. Came back last year in the San Diego system. Iglesias will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Iglesias, Kinsler, and Upton. Lupke hails from Ohio, lives in Nashville, Tennessee. Ripped to third on a line and caught by Freeze. 1 gone.
I think he had Tommy John in May of 2012. That graft didn't work, had to have it redone. I tell you, if you watch anybody come back from that injury, it's a long rehab, and to have to go through it again. Now here he is 4 years later, back in the big leagues, and a lot of hard work.
I just can't imagine the amount of work it takes to come back from 2 Tommy John surgeries, and maybe not as much physical work, but mental work to get over the hump and get back onto a big league field. The ball's hit pretty well to left field, going back to the warning track and to the wall, and gone. It's a home run for Ian Kinsler, a solo shot to make it 8-2. He got just enough of it to climb the fence.
Ian's having a pretty good day here. This is second hit, 3rd run of the day scored for the Tigers. Just kind of middle, down and in. He's sitting in the weeds. There it goes.
Just out of the reach of Starling Marte. Second homer of the year for Ian Kinsler. Is there a 5-hit day in the offing here for Justin Upton? He has 3 singles and a homer.
Good take, not jumping. Starting to feel comfortable, relaxing a little more at the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes on Upton.
Buck Farmer now up in the pen for the Tigers. Looks like he may get the 8th. Be a good game for him to get into and have some success. We call that a soft landing.
Yeah, I like that term.
That's what you try to do. Get him in a game where there's a cushion. Get them through it. Build their confidence, and then gradually give them more responsibility as the season goes on.
Upton pops this one up foul, back out of play. Justin has had a couple of 5-hit games in his career. Last time he did it was 2011 against Florida.
I was there.
Must have been impressive to see.
Yeah, it was.
Here's the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. 2 gone. First strikeout for Lukey.
Looks like a little change up right there. Breaking down in the dirt. JF can't lay off. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. 1 for 3 today. Single and a walk. Also hit into a double play. Need to get Miggy hot.
Well, that is sure to happen at some point.
It is. You know, these guys all got to be enjoying the weather.
A lot of sunshine today. The temps trying to climb to near 50 this afternoon.
Heat wave.
Yeah, compared to earlier on the homestand, indeed. Two-0 pitch. Fouled away, 2-1. Tigers just a couple of days ago here played the coldest game in Comerica Park history. It was 31 degrees at game time, which is the coldest they have ever started a game here.
Snowflakes in the air occasionally. Guys had a good attitude about it.
3-1.
Miggy always talking, isn't he?
Doesn't matter who to. Umpires, catchers, first baseman, base runners. Now the 3-1. And he walked him. So Cabrera will take a base on balls. That'll be his second of the day.
Miggy's got 2 walks. Next batter, Victor Martinez. He's got 2 walks and a double.
On base 4 times today, Victor Martinez. Pirates had to go to the bullpen in the 4th inning today. Nicasio gave them just 3 innings. Ball 1.
Victor's always been a better hitter from the left side throughout his career. Of course, last year, that's really the only side that he was comfortable with. He had the injury on the ankle. From the left side, it was nearly impossible to hit from.
Mile high pop up right side of the infield. Harrison to retire the side. Tigers get another run, and the homer by Kinsler. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Good day here at the ballpark. Tigers offense 8 runs on 13 hits. And they lead the Pirates 8-2 as we head now to the 8th inning of play. And here is Buck Farmer coming on.
Last appearance against the Yankees on Saturday, 2 1/3, 4 hits, couple runs. Did strike out 4, did walk 1. Was a little uncomfortable on the mound, I think, early in the game, but settled in, and here for his second appearance. Here we go. Keep that ball down. He's got good moving stuff down at the bottom of the zone as well.
Verhagen did a really good job. 3 ground ball outs in the 7th, and now he hands the baseball to Buck Farmer. Matt Joyce, the leadoff man for the Pirates, stands in. Joyce, McCutchen, and Freeze.
Looks like he's taking a strike all the way. Many times hitters will do that when you're down like this, or it's kind of a philosophy of a team is you take a strike.
That's ball 3. So Farmer now will get a visit from Saltalamacchia.
Yeah, you don't want to see free passes here.
Farmer last year at AAA Toledo was 7-3. He was an all-star in the International League. Just a couple of years back, he was the Midwest League Pitcher of the Year, and he walked him on 4 straight. Leadoff man aboard here in the 8th. Here is McCutchen. Strikeout, fly out, also reaching on an error. Farmer now from the stretch. Ball 1. And so Buck has yet to throw a strike. Farmer pitched his college ball at Georgia Tech. And he missed again. 2 balls and no strikes. Crowd getting a little bit antsy now. Tigers lead 8-2. There's a strike call. 2-1.
And the sarcastic cheer. Good Stubby, happy to see that strike. Brad as well.
The 2-1 pitch. There's another one, back-to-back, 2-2. Yay, says the crowd. A crowd, by the way, of 26,489. A few blankets around, but still, aside from that, plenty of sunshine today. Swing and a miss to strike him out. McCutchen is out of there. 1 gone.
Well, got 2-0 on McCutchen. Comes back with pretty good strikes, and look at this slider. Was that a changeup?
Looked like a
Went
changeup.
Straight down. Yep. Good arm motion. Good sequence. 2 fastballs coming out of the same area. Then the changeup breaks down into the dirt. Gets McCutchen.
High heat fastball in 94 and a swing and a miss.
He's feeling it, isn't he?
Well, he walked Joyce on 4 straight, fell behind 2-0, came back nicely against McCutchen. And a bouncing ball to short. Iglesias, Kinsler on to first. Double play. Buck Farmer throws a scoreless 8th.
Let's take a look at Big Boy's big play of the game. Happened in the 6th inning. B-Mart and JD both doubles. Plates a couple. I think we got, what, 3 runs that inning?
We did indeed.
Put us up top. Tigers lineup, especially in the middle, top 5, rolling today.
They have out-hit them 13-4. They lead 8-2. And here is JD Martinez to lead things off. Martinez and Castellanos and Saltalamacchia. Right back up the middle, another hit for JD. That is a 4-hit afternoon for Martinez. Tigers padding their stats. There's Castellanos.
Nick's got to get one here.
He has to. He's going to join the hit parade. Tigers have 14 hits. High fly ball, center field. McCutchen going back. And Castellanos is out. 1 away. Here's Saltalamacchia.
Even though the Tigers are up 8-2, Francisco Rodriguez warming up in the pen. He hasn't pitched in a while. Give him an inning of work. Hopefully it's a quick one. Last pitch on the 6th of April for the Tigers. Get a little work in.
Saltalamacchia, a couple of walks. One and one. Saltalamacchia right now sitting on 99 home runs. He is looking for number 100 this season. A little bit outside. Cervelli held it there, but Gabe Morales would not give him the call. 2-1. There have been a total of 8 walks today for Pirates pitching. The 2-1 pitch. 2-2 on Saltalamacchia. Rolled foul. So this is a nice pick here by this guy, but then he dropped it.
Did he have it?
Scooped. And the bobble.
Got to take it out with your hand to be a legal catch.
That's right. That's right.
I got nailed with that one day in Pittsburgh. It was in that long too. So you got to be kidding me.
You got to complete the play. Here's the 3-2.
Did that just come back our way?
It did, right below us. Anthony Gose waiting on deck. 3-2 on Saltalamacchia. It's in the air toward left center. Marte hauls it in. 2 gone. You don't forget to follow Tigers Baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball for your smartphone or your tablet. Here's Anthony Gose. He's been on base twice, single, a walk, and a run scored.
You know he's going to see some breaking pitches.
Swing and miss.
Tried to got ahead of him with the fastball. Struck him out last time on a breaking pitch. 1 for 3 on the game. I got him down for a single, a walk, a C, and a K.
I'm not even going there on your score sheet. We've been through this a million times. How do you get a C for a 4-3 ground out?
I peeked over there at yours. You have a P1 on your lineup card.
Yeah, pop up to the pitcher.
Okay.
No C's or K's. At least makes sense. P for pop up.
C for catch it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, but the problem with that is there are 8 guys on the field that can catch it.
It's where they caught it at. They just move it around my card. I got an awesome scorebook.
This guy could catch it. Go skies this one in the air. Third base side, foul ground for Freeze. That'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and no C's.
Hey, we don't know about that. Hey, you better stay where you are because you're going to be hosting this Tigers Live postgame alongside Craig Monroe. I'm going to visit with Justin Upton at his first 4-hit game going back to 2013. Also talking to J.D. Martinez. He had a 4-hit game. Also received his Silver Slugger Award this morning. And, of course, the thoughts of the manager, Brad Ausmus, on what has been a fast-paced game. Would you agree with that there, Gibby? Mario?
Yeah, an opposite land, maybe. It is 8-2 as we go to the 9th inning. Thanks, Johnny. We look forward to Tigers Live postgame. And Francisco Rodriguez will come in now to get an inning of work for the Tigers.
As I said earlier, hasn't thrown in about a week, just under a week. So get some work in here, and hopefully it goes nice and clean. This guy's got a great attitude, great for the environment down in that bullpen out in left field. Need to get him on track.
One of the storylines of spring training was the effect that Frankie Rodriguez was having on Bruce Rondon, trying to help the young Rondon along, who of course had some problems last year. Bruce was sent home early for attitude problems, and Frankie Rodriguez has done a lot to help him. That's a fair ball inside the bag at third base, and Marte will have himself a double. Leadoff man on. It'll bring up Francisco Cervelli. Only the 5th hit this afternoon for the Pirates.
Well, getting back to Frankie, he's I used to see him around the clubhouse talking to Rondon quite a bit, many other players. I know that they have good talks in the bullpen, getting prepared should they come into the game. And you need guys like that. You need to share the experience. Stay steady.
High fly ball to center field. A lot of room out there for Ghosts. Runner will tag and move up. One gone. When Francisco Rodriguez was coming up in the Angels system, he had Troy Percival to mentor him.
Good one. Percy's a good one too. Of course, he was here in Detroit. Gave you everything he had. Lots of conversations. There's ways of having conversations. You're hoping that you can be constructive with them as opposed to somebody be offended by them, but certain things have to be said. But in turn, you let them say them back to you as well.
Here's Polanco. Strike called. And I guess it all depends too as well on who's delivering the message. A guy like Francisco Rodriguez, the all-time active saves leader. I mean, that's some cachet in the clubhouse.
Definitely carries some credibility.
Pulled, and Miguel Cabrera.
Look at that.
Wow. Miggy with a sprawling play. Polanco looked at him as if to say, "You gotta be kidding me."
Well, Polanco's swinging the bat pretty good so far, and here's the ISO on Miggy. Quick step and a dive. That's what happens. You put the ball in play, you got a chance to make a play. That'll bring up Josh Harrison.
Harrison looks at a strike, 0-1. Tigers trying to get that final out. They lead 8-2 in the 9th. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Josh Harrison.
Feeling a little bit, getting some rhythm. Got the changeup going and the fastball. That disappears out of the zone.
1 strike away. 2-2. Saltalamacchia smothers it. Marte at third with 2 outs. Tigers trying to run their record to 4-2 with a win here today. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss to strike him out, and the Tigers win. Harrison strikes out to end the ball game. Frankie Rodriguez shuts it down in the 9th. And the Tigers bats, well, they woke up today. Big days all the way around. You add it up and the Tigers come away with the victory. We'll be back to Comerica Park in a moment.